Do you feel like your party fumbled the bag by not picking Peter Obi to be a flag bearer?
I think you do your audience a great disservice when you ascribe what is going on to Peter Obi and not to them, not to a movement. I'll call it a protest movement that's young and energized and organized and mobilized. I think it has less to do with Obi and more to do with them. Abisola, you could have picked up a ticket, and if that movement had gotten behind you, we will be talking about you in the same language, because it's not about Labour Party. Labour Party literally doesn't exist. In my village, Uromi, it was people that contested on the PDP platform that didn't get their tickets that took up the Labour Party tickets.
Okay. So I'm interjecting, but again, you used myself as an example, but it's not the same with Mr. Obi in the sense that he had experience running a national campaign or being a part of a national campaign under the PDP. And prior to that time, he had been posturing and, there was talk that he was going to run. So he's not somebody random like myself. He's a former governor, 2 terms serving former governor. Who have been building his portfolio or his movement right from way back. So are you sure I'm doing my audience a disservice?
No, I'm saying there were several people between that 2019 and 2023, this period, right? There have been several people who have been posturing. Governor Wike was posturing. Governor Sheyi Makinde was making the right noises. Even people like Tony Elumelu were making noises. Even people like Atedo Peter Side were making noises. Even people like Patty Tomi were making noises. So it wasn't just him. It's not, this isn't, you ascribe this almost to a TED talk. He spoke well at the platform, therefore it's not that. Again, without End Sars, there would be no Peter Obi.
Oh no, I do not agree. Oh no, we do. This is a
and let me explain why.
Okay.
100%, because what we are seeing, right, is because we've seen youth involvement in politics before. Young people were involved in President Buhari's election, right? What we haven't seen before is organized young people. And the first time young people came together to push they said it wasn't politics, but to push for a political agenda, was during the End Sars, when young people across the nation organized and said, we have a problem with police brutality, we are demanding for police reform. The first time that has happened, that's the first time that has happened to my mind in Nigeria, on that scale, with that level of efficiency, to the point where the president thought you guys were trying to overthrow him, right?
So when you say you guys, are you saying you did not take part in End Sars? Because End Sars, like you said, Nigerian youth, so you are not 50. So please, come on. Are you saying you did not take part in End Sars?
If I gave them, they are not a youth.
Okay, so please continue.
I'm not a youth. I was out of the country that night where they came and they did that nonsense at the Lekki toll gate, and my heart broke, and I worried that, these, can I say, bastards had crushed the spirit of the Nigerian youth, and I worried about what that would portend for Nigeria. So to see that spirit, again, I'm talking about the spirit, to see that spirit re-emerge again, as focused as it was during the End Sars movement, as organized, as efficient. It's even though I'm in the PDP, it's a brilliant thing to watch. It's a brilliant thing to have so many young people engaged in the conversation. It's a brilliant thing to see them actually going out and campaigning. They're backing the wrong horse, but just their engagement enough is makes it all worthwhile. Wow, whether Obi wins or not. And I'm saying that if there wasn't that engagement by the young people, and if it wasn't the young people doing these campaigns outside of the traditional Labour Party structure, Obi's movement wouldn't have gained any traction at all, because the Labour Party is struggling just to hold rallies. But you saw the young people, with their songs and their campaigns and their street marches and rallies, and so like setting the agenda for what issues matter in this campaign. It has never happened to my mind in Nigeria before. And I would rather give the young people kudos for that than say it's Obi. Obi left PDP like a few weeks ago now. Left us in May. He was campaigning to be PDP presidential candidate. He is as traditional. He's a part. I don't know how to talk. He's one of us. He is an old breed politician. He is not new. He just happens to be the tip of the spear of a rebellious youth movement that wants to transform the country for the better. And I envy him that. I wish we had been able to draw it to our campaign. We haven't been able to. And I envy Obi for that.
So
but I don't want...
You people might have fumbled the bag?
No, I'm not saying... My point is, it's not about Obi. If we fumbled the bag, that we didn't appeal enough to that...
demographic?
To that demographic. If there was any fumbling doing. But it's not about Obi. And you know, it's lessons we are watching. I am particularly learning. But you know, if kudos is going to go to anybody, it has to go to young people. And they themselves say this is not about Obi, it's about them and their futures. And I 100% agree.